Hello, everyone. I'm sure you've already heard of the breaking news that Omoyele Sowore has been arrested by the Nigerian police. Nigerian police arrest Sowore at Federal High Court in Abuja moments after he had met with Nnamdi Kanu, where they had exchanged some words and hugged each other. Omoyele Sowore was arrested. Sowore was picked up shortly after leaving the Federal High Court, where he had appeared, on Thursday, which is today. Human rights activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore has been arrested by the police in Abuja. Sowore was picked up after leaving the Federal High Court, where he had appeared on Thursday. For the hearing of Nnamdi Kanu's case. According to information obtained by Sahara reporters, the arrest was ordered by the Commissioner of Police in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. Sowore, who was scheduled to appear before Justice Emeka Wite over what is described as a bogus and farcical charge, alleged forgery of a police wireless message filled under the instruction of the illegal Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun, was informed at the court that the judge would not be sitting. A source disclosed that a police officer approached Sowore, informing him that he was under arrest on the orders of the FCT Commissioner of Police. Before I even continue with this, is that I really don't, in short, at this moment, it's just sickening the way the Nigerian police, goes about its thing, the Nigerian state itself, being so clueless, you understand, being so clueless and just acting irrationally. It's almost as if Sowore is always baiting them to arrest him, and then they arrest him, and it goes all to, what are you arresting Sowore for? What is that arrest? And I saw the video, that where the guy was saying, come, that it's on the invitation of the Commissioner of Police. Why is the Commissioner of Police inviting Sowore, to anything? What business is that? People have protested. They say they protested for one day. The Free Nnamdi Kanu now protest that they did was for one day, and they said later, subsequently, they've already. It's not as if it's even continuous, as in the following day. It was just a one-day protest, and they say they're going to come back if the federal government does not do, the needful. So why are you not focused on that? Why are you going on to start arresting people? It's just so irritating that you're like, oh, Lord have mercy, with all the problems that we have in Nigeria. The Nigerian police is focused on Sowore and not the terrorists that are even killing their own people, talk less of the ones that are even killing the citizens. Members of his legal team, led by human rights lawyer Tokpe Temoku, immediately confronted the officers, demanding to know the reason for the sudden arrest. However, the police insisted they were acting on direct instruction from the commissioner and proceeded to escort Sowore into a waiting vehicle. Sowore, a longtime critic of government policies, is known for leading several pro-democracy and human rights movements across Nigeria. Sowore, a publisher of Sahara Reporters and convener of the Revolution Now movement, has faced multiple arrests and legal battles since 2019 over his criticism of government corruption and demand for good governance. And so, but in the meantime, also the Take It Back movement, they've put out a statement, and they are saying that they would not, stand for this, for the arrest to be allowed to just hold. And this is the statement, a press statement that they have. They say any attempt to detain Omoyele Sowore will be met with mass resistance. And this is what they are saying categorically. They say we've received credible information that the Commissioner of Police, Federal Capital Territory, FCT, has invited our comrade and convener Omoyele Sowore, reportedly in connection with ongoing Free Nnamdi Kanu now protests and other legitimate acts of political expression. Sowore has since honored the invitation, but is yet to return. Because even in that video where they went to arrest him, you would hear them say that, oh no, that is at the invite, of the commissioner, that they are inviting him. And then at one time, Sowore was asking, so okay, why are you calling me? Why are you calling? Is it an arrest? If it's invite, let's take our time. They were trying to get the vehicle, check it. He wanted his lawyer to be there with him, and all of that going on. So the members of the Take It Back movement, the national coordinator, because this statement that I'm reading is actually signed by the national coordinator, and so they continue by saying, we wish to categorically warn that any form of detention, harassment, or intimidation of Sowore by the Nigerian police force or any arm of the Tinubu regime will be met with an immediate nationwide mass action. Sowore is not a criminal. He's a renowned human rights activist and voice of conscience for millions of oppressed Nigerians who continue to suffer under a corrupt and tyrannical system. The Tinubu-led regime must understand that this is not 1984, and Nigerians will not sit idly while their rights to dissent and protest are trampled upon. The right to peaceful protest is constitutionally guaranteed, and no regime, no matter how desperate, can take it away. Let it be clearly known, the statement said, if Sowore is not released immediately and unconditionally, the Take It Back movement, alongside progressive organizations across the country, will mobilize citizens for sustained protest and civil disobedience action until he regains his freedom. We hold the Commissioner of Police, the Inspector General of Police, and the Tinubu regime fully responsible for the safety and well-being of Omoyele Sowore. Signed, it says, Sanyaolu Juwon, National Coordinator, Take It Back Movement, 23rd October 2020. And today, of course, is the 23rd October 2020. And I think one of the things that the Nigerian police force need to understand is that citizens have a right to protest on whatever it is that they want to protest. So the only thing that the Nigerian police is supposed to do is to ensure that they give protection, cover to protesters, not for them to harass, not for them to oppress, not for them to stop, not for them to look for court order or whatever to stop, the protest, because the freedom of movement is guaranteed, freedom of association is guaranteed, and also freedom of speech is equally guaranteed. And citizens have a right to be able to say there's something they don't like, and they can speak out against it. The Nigerian police force should also stop allowing itself to be used as a willing tool of oppression, because it's not just a tool of oppression, but it's actually willing to be that tool of oppression. The duty of the police should be enforcing the law and not oppressing citizens. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.